Borussia Dortmund, big news today, finishing second in the Bundesliga this season, but second was not enough to keep Marco Rose in a job. After just one season, he's been sacked. What went wrong for him, Archie?
You'd look at that points tally and you'd think, Borussia Dortmund didn't have that bad a season. Why is Marco Rose being sacked? And the truth is, if you're a Borussia Dortmund fan, and I know quite a few of them, they didn't feel like this was a good season. If you watched their games, you would know that a lot of them were drab affairs, and it's difficult to really recognise what kind of an imprint Marco Rose made on that team when it came to style of play. Now, at this point, he might raise his hand and go, well, hang on a minute. I had massive injuries throughout the season. But the question is, to what extent was that on him? I spoke to Emre Can with Bastian Schweinsteiger and Arne Friedrich on our Klassiker coverage a few weeks ago. And I gave Emre Can a pretty wide berth in terms of how he would analyse the season. And the first thing that he raised of his own accord was, we've had way too many injuries this season. Now, the person who controls that at the club is the coaching staff and the head coach. And for me, I would interpret that as between the lines going, this was not good enough. And particularly looking at the transfers that Dortmund have made already so far this summer, very encouraging ones in Karim Adeyemi, Nico Schlotterbeck from Freiburg, Niklas Zula from Bayern Munich. I think that this is partly a decision against Marco Rose, but also let's not forget the technical director who was their coach before, Edin Terzic, who came in and did a better job after it had already been confirmed that Rose was coming from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Now, that's a key detail because I think that after the job that Terzic did there, they were definitely thinking, hang on, we should probably be having Edin Terzic as our coach now, and yet we can't. We've paid €5 million to get this guy from Borussia Mönchengladbach. So they gave him the season. And it was a disappointing season, which the point tally doesn't show, as mentioned. But I can understand why Borussia Dortmund have made this decision. It's a decision for Edin Terzic, in my opinion, who I think will become the new coach of Borussia Dortmund. But we'll have to wait and see. I'd be very surprised if it's anyone else, given what he's been doing, twiddling his thumbs as technical director. The press release noted today that the decision came after analysis of the season from Michel Zorc, the sporting director, Matthias Sammer, who is there in a consultant role, Sebastian Kehl, who is Michel Zorc's protege, taking over this summer, and Hans-Joachim Watzke, who's the CEO. And I'm thinking, surely, if you've got a technical director at the club, he should be involved in that as well. And weird that his name is left off that list. So I think it might be a sign of what's to come.
Ah, okay, a little hint there then. We'll no doubt be talking to you about that, Archie. And we want to talk to you about the German Cup final that's coming up Saturday. It is Freiburg taking on Leipzig. Two very different clubs here going head-to-head. What are you looking forward to in this game?
You're not wrong about that, Kay. Particularly because the biggest talking point in the media ahead of this has been how Freiburg have refused to let their club badge be used on the same scarf as RB Leipzig, because between the lines, so much between the lines in Germany, it's to do with the fact that they just see them as a commercial operation, as a franchise, and that is not what SC Freiburg stands for. Freiburg are there's a piece of Denglish, so Deutsch and English, German and English together, which everyone uses here, called "They are everybody's darlings." Everyone loves Freiburg here, and that's going to go up a notch even tomorrow when they play RB Leipzig, because RB Leipzig are the opposite of that because of the aforementioned roots of their club as well. So Freiburg are the underdogs, but they've had a wonderful season, 6th place in the Bundesliga. Christian Streich is the social conscience of German football, as he's shown in many press conferences over the years. He's created a side which is much more than the sum of its parts. Some great players in there. Nico Schlotterbeck going to Borussia Dortmund in the summer. Mark Flecken, a goalkeeper who you might remember going viral because he turned round to go take a drink from his water bottle in a second division game a few years ago, and before he turned around again, the ball's in his net. But now he's been one of the best goalkeepers in the Bundesliga. Question is, can he stop Christopher Nkunku tomorrow? RB Leipzig have not won a major trophy before, and they're letting the season slip away from them. they were favourites for the Europa League in terms of the squad strength only a few weeks ago, and then they got knocked out by Rangers. They very nearly let Champions League football slip. And this is already their third DFB Cup final. They've already let it go against Bayern. They lost heavily to Borussia Dortmund last year. And slowly, you're wondering, are they cursed? They are definitely the favourites for this one, as those odds showed. But Freiburg will have 40,000 fans in the stadium as well. And I reckon that they can give them a certain edge in this one tomorrow. It's going to be a great occasion.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.